The show is not from inside the TV. The show is coming to the TV. I say, so my identity is the broadcast. Your identity is your broadcast. I say, so why? I say, because if your body dies, the broadcast is still there.
Right.
I say, but if a new baby comes with the same antennas, but it could be male or female babies. It's the same antennas that are
Right,
important.
right.
It could be white, black, brown, yellow baby. That's the television set.
Right.
So it's something called reincarnation, that we live and then we come back again, but in a different TV set, okay? And I never believed in that, but now it makes sense with physics, because our identity is not physical. Our identity is the broadcast. And that's why when I put my cells 100 miles away, my identity is coming here. But like a television set, I could have a television here, I could have a television here, they get the same show. So when I put my cells 100 miles away, but they have the same antenna, the show isn't local here, the show is broadcast everywhere. So wherever my cells are, that's where I'm going to receive the broadcast, okay? So I go, and what is the most important thing? When I gave that lecture in Israel, it was very interesting, because when I explained how the broadcast and how it works and that, and then I tell them about the programming. And then when I showed them the picture, for a minute, they stopped. Everybody in the audience, you could hear a pin drop. It got so quiet because they said, oh, look what we're doing to our kids. We're programming them to fight each other. They don't even know each other, but they're going to fight each other.
Yeah.
I go, and then when I showed the other picture, it's like, look, kids grow up together.
Yeah.
They're friends.
Yep.
They play together.
That's true.
So I said, this is the issue. And the issue is, we are not these physical bodies. We are an energy, a spirit. And I say, where does the spirit come from? All spirit comes from the same place. I go, why is it relevant? We are not separate people. We all are energy from the same place. The television set, the body is different from each other, okay? And then the program that you get changes your biology. And I said, whether you're a Muslim, whether you're a Christian, whether you're a Jew, that's a program. That's what I learned. And I am not different in that. I am still me, spirit, body. And I go, well, this is the biggest problem, because there was a good movie where in a hospital in Israel, they mixed up two babies. And one went to the Muslim family.
Okay.
And the other one went to a Jewish family. But the babies got mixed up. So the baby from the Jewish parent ends up in the Muslim family, and the baby from the Muslim parent ends up in the Jewish family. They grow up. So the two babies grow up. One grows up, I'm an Arab Muslim. The other goes, I'm a Jew. And it's like, yeah, but you came from the crisscross, wrong family. And I say, the Arab, the Jew, that was the program. That's what made them different. They came from the same source. We all come from the same source of energy. There is no Jewish energy or Muslim energy. There's no special energy for that. That is a program, first 7 years of life.
Right.
And if people would understand this, then they could start to say, yeah, but I believe different. I go, yeah, but you can believe what you want to believe, but I'm a human. You're a human. We're all here.
In humanity, we are all the same.
This is exactly the point. And yet in our world, the programs make us different. And then the programs make us fight each other. And I said, you came from the same place.
Yeah, but difference is not a bad thing. I mean, as long as you don't fight and it's not negative, but having difference, because being different gives you more variety. Like you are different than...
I'm glad we're not all the same.
Exactly.
It would be very boring.
So I want to, it's a perfect place to ask you, have you learned from anybody or read Quran or anything or Islamic any time in your life?
I have 3 copies of the Quran from people from the Muslim faith that said, Bruce, you should read this. And a lot of it was the science of embryology that was in the Quran that says everything we're talking about. They said, this is what you're talking about.
Exactly. That's what I felt too. That's why I was asking, because it's very much, so about the 7 years, I will like to add there. So Prophet Muhammad's son-in-law, Imam Ali, has a lot of sayings, which also said Now, this is 1400 plus years ago. You were talking about 400 years ago. Now, I will talk about 1442 years ago, approximately. That he said that first 7 years are exactly what you are talking about. That is the foundation. Then from
Same 7 years?
same 7 years, that first 7 years, now this is before 400 years. That's why I'm trying to say that knowledge has been there. The Islamic
Yes.
faith from where I grew up, and I have read again. I was born in a household. That does not mean that I know everything. So I have to discover again, and I have to delve into it and really see, is it really what it is? So
Yeah.
I have been doing that. And that's why listening to your work, reading, I'm in the process of your first chapter, reading your first chapter. I haven't read the book yet, but I have seen most of your talks and your literature on it. But I am in the process, and I think I would love to read all of it, but especially the biology of belief, because that is where you are hitting all these points of which are very connected to the Islamic faith that teaches us to be human, that God says to us that you we have created you intentionally into tribes and nations, but to recognize and identify each other, not to fight.
This is the whole problem. See, so when I go back to the Muslims and the Jews in the Middle East,
Right.
I say, because I'm also a couple that I know. She was Jewish. He was Muslim.
Mm-hmm.
They grew up in families where her family hated the
Yeah, and
Muslims.
they didn't. Yeah.
The
Mm-hmm.
Muslim, the man grew up in a family that hate the Jews. When he was young, he was, let's
Mm-hmm.
kill all the Jews and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't know each other, and so they one day they were both in the Sinai desert.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't know each other, and they were walking toward each other, and they looked at each other from the even distance.
Oh, this is a real
They got
story.
married 2 days later.
Oh, wow.
It was just something like lightning. They fell in love. And now the
That's
parents of
interesting.
the woman, they're angry with her, and they didn't want to talk with her. The parents of the Muslim boy, they
Doesn't.
wanted to kill him because he
Obviously.
betrayed her.
Yeah.
And the parents were, but they were together.
Hmm.
But then came the problem. When they had a baby,
Hmm.
are we going to raise it in a Muslim education? We're going to raise it in Jewish, or we're going to go raise it in a Christian?
Hmm.
So they went to the Jewish school, and they said, "Oh no, these programs are not so good." They went to the Muslim school. They said, "Oh no, these programs are not so good." Then they went to the Christian school, and they said, "Oh, these programs are not so good." They created their
Their
own
own.
school, a kindergarten called the Garden of Abraham, and it has
Oh, wow. That's interesting.
Jewish and Muslim kids, as kids like 4, 5, 6, 7,
Mm-hmm.
come together. The teachers are both Jewish and Muslim.
Where is
The
this?
kids,
Where is this? Is it?
this is in Israel,
Okay.
in Haifa.
Okay.
There's now 3 of them. I think they made 3 schools now.
Oh,
Why?
wow.
Because when the kids grew up together in the same nursery school,
Mm-hmm.
they were friends. They played with each other
Yep.
all the time.
They don't care
So there
about
was
that.
no anger. One was Muslim, one was Jewish. They
Mm.
grew up together.
Yes.
And this is where the peace comes from.
Yep.
But if you grow up in this school and you get that program that these people are bad,
Yep.
or you
Yep.
grow up in this school and those people are bad,
Yep.
you can't bring them together again.
Yep. Yep.
And it said that's teaching, that's not spirit.
Yep.
We come from the same God.
Spirit. With the same spirit. Do you believe in God? I want to quickly
Well,
ask you that.
I believe in the energy and spirituality, what some people say, all that is.
Okay.
All of it is energy.
Yes.
All of the energy is one whole. You can't separate energy. Remember, I said you can't separate the television stations in the room? I say energy is one. And I say all people are energy. Animals are energy. The trees are energy. Everything is energy. It's one. But in our vision, we say that's separate and you're separate. And I go, that's a program. That's not real. It's very important, because if I can make you afraid of the other one, then I have you on a team.
Yes.
And
That's
my
true.
team is against your
Yep.
team.
Yep. Yep.
And that's competition.
Mm-hmm.
My team is better than your team. No, my team is better than yours. Then we fight. Okay? And I want to make a point. We live in a world based on competition. survival of the fittest, science,
Yep.
Darwin,
Yep.
Charles
That's the
Darwin,
Western education.
Western
Yep.
perception.
Yep.
Yeah. And competition means I'm against you. If I have to be the winner, you have to be a loser if
Yep.
I'm gonna compete with you. So all of Western tradition is A against B, B
Yep.
against A,
Mm-hmm.
fighting,
Mm-hmm.
taking one from the other,
Yep.
the rich versus the poor, the women versus the men. We're fighting all the
Yep.
time. And I go, where did we come from, all of us?
Yep.
We came from a garden,
Yep.
okay? I say, what's the most important point about a garden? A garden is not a battleground. A garden is cooperation. All of the plants and organisms that work together in harmony create a garden. So we came from a garden, and yet with our minds and consciousness and fighting, we have that's what we started the conversation with.
Exactly. Exactly.
Because we're fighting with each other, we also destroy the garden.
Yep. So, by the
And we,
way,
yeah,
Arabic word for garden that we say heaven is Jannah. So, Jannah
do
is heaven.
yeah.
Heaven, Jannah, and that's what's the translation is garden. So, you are
And
right.
and we all came from that. I don't
That's
care what
exactly.
race you are, what
Yes,
religion you are, what sex
exactly.
you are.
Right,
We
right.
all came
Came
from the
from that.
same garden.
Yes.
And if we stop long enough to say, look, you
Hmm.
can do what you like to do, and I can do what I like to do, as long as I don't mess with you,
Mm-hmm.
you don't mess with me. We could live in the same community.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
when one person says, no, you have
No,
to live the way I'm
I want.
living,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
that's when the problems come
That's
from.
true.
Well,
That's
this is the whole point. And even in my condition, I grew up in, my father came from Russia
mm-hmm.
and emigrated to the United States
Okay.
and was Jewish.
Okay.
When I was born,
Oh, so we
1944,
are connected.
when I was born in 1944, the end of the war, and by
Mm-hmm.
1950, the US was like anti-Russia.
Yes.
Everything. If
Everything. Yeah.
anything said Russia, it was like, we don't like that.
Yes.
Well, my father came from Russia. And so they used to push me out. They used to beat me up as a Russian Jew and
Hmm.
all that. And it's like, but it wasn't skin color. It was thinking,
Yes, that's
just
true. Yeah,
thinking.
you are white as white can be.
And yet I got beaten up by the Christians who were
Uh-huh.
afraid of the Jews and the
Jews. Yeah.
Russians.
Uh-huh.
And it's like, I'm a kid.
Hmm.
What do you, I was once, I walked by a church on Sunday and a
Hmm.
Catholic church and the bells were ringing. It was summertime and I thought, oh, that's so pretty. The sound of the bells and summer and the doors opened up. And then when the kids came out, they saw us, they picked up rocks and threw rocks at me
Oh,
because they
wow.
called me Christ killer. I said, Christ killer? I didn't kill anybody. I'm 7 years old. What are you killing me for? I don't know
Wow.
what's going on.
See,
But
that's
they had
the
a belief system in
yes,
that
the
church that
programming.
I'm
Yeah.
Jewish and Russian
Mm,
and this is
mm,
bad and we're evil. And I'm 7, 8 years old. What the heck do I know what they're
yeah,
talking
that's
about?
true. That's very true. And that's so unfair in our world. It happens still today. I mean, it's happening. It's continuous.
Absolutely.
It's
Because we
continuous.
don't know who we are. We
That's true.
think we're a product of I'm a Muslim. No,
Yeah.
I'm a Jew.
Yeah.
No, I'm a
No.
Christian.
Yeah.
I go, that's a program.
Right. Right.
That's what I said
Yeah.
in the movie where the babies got mixed up.
Switched. Yeah. I should
The
know. What is
Jewish
the name
baby
of that
became
movie? Do you know? Do you remember?
no, but it was made in Israel. So,
Okay,
but I
I'll
remember
check
it
it
was
out.
really interesting. But
Okay.
the Jewish one, he grew up in a Muslim family.
Yeah.
He hated Jews.
Yeah. Yeah.
The other one grew up in a Jewish family,
I
hated
saw a
Muslims.
film like that before with the grown-ups, which was arranged, which had also similar friendships of women and men, and they wanted to marry, and it was mixed, something like that. I think it was names arranged. But anyways, so yeah. So
But
I
that's
think.
how that couple I talked about, their backgrounds, their parents hated them
So
for
how are they doing
marrying the
now?
other one.
How are they doing now? Are they are aligned with them? Are they did they
The
come back?
father, the finally the Muslim father and mother accepted first.
Okay.
The Jewish mother and father would not accept
Mm,
this until
yeah,
very
for
recently.
them
It took
it's
them
harder.
years until they had kids that were growing up, and then
Yeah.
the grandparents, well,
It's like, okay, now
they're
where
the
do we
kids,
stand? Yeah,
the kids is
exactly.
not, they don't see the
Yes.
one race or the other race or
Yeah,
anything,
that's true. That's true.
But
So that's so
it took them a
important.
while. It took them a while. They
Yeah.
didn't accept
No,
the marriage.
not easy. Yep. So we are with a fixed mindset, right? the fixed mindset.
Well, we have to understand who are we because
Yes.
we've been programmed to believe if I grew up in this
Mm.
family, I am that. And
So
now
how
if you
can we
grow up,
change, Dr. Bruce?
what's that?
Bruce, how can we change this programming? Is it we have to begin in school? My question was, if somebody grows up in toxic environment, and how will we? Because you talk about the environment, you talk about
Yeah.
like the programming. So how do we do that? Like,
Well, we first have to know what I just said. The most important thing is this. I said we have two minds,
right,
conscious mind, creative, conscious
right,
mind,
right,
subconscious mind program, like
hmm
hard drive.
right.
Okay. And I go, here's the interesting part. There's a movie called The Matrix.
Yes, seen that.
And the story of the Matrix is everybody got programmed.
Yes.
Okay?
Uh-huh.
I go, that's not science fiction, that's true.
Mm.
All of us before
Get
age 7 got the
got the
program.
programs. Yes.
Okay?
Yep.
So we live that program 95%. So
Mm.
here's my book called The Honeymoon Effect is based on this.
Okay.
Every
Okay.
day your life is blah 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 blah, very just blah blah life. And then one day you meet this special partner
Uh-huh.
and you fall in love.
Right.
And I go, what happens? I say, the next day, life is no longer blah, blah, blah. Life is beautiful. I fell in love.
Yes,
I'm so in
true.
love. I'm
Yeah.
so happy.
Everything
The
is good.
food's better. I'm
Yeah.
healthier than before. My life, even the job
Day
I
is
don't
so
like.
beautiful, even it's cloudy.
Yeah, that's the point. And I say, so what's the difference? I
Yeah.
say, if your life was blah, 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 and then the next day you have a honeymoon,
Mm-hmm.
heaven on earth.
Mm-hmm.
I say, where did heaven on earth come from? And here's the answer. The first time it's in the movie The Matrix, they say you take a red pill, you get out of the program. Falling in love is the equivalent of the red pill. Because when I fall in love, I'm not playing the program. Now I'm playing myself. Oh, I want to be with this person. And here's what I'm
That's
going to
true.
vision. We're going to have joy. We're going to do
That's
this.
true.
And I'm so creating with what? This.
Yes.
95% of our life without that is coming from whatever the program is. So I'm creating negative things. Then the day I fall in love is like a red pill.
Mm-hmm.
I stop the program. I'm not playing the program.
Mm.
Now I'm playing creation. That's what conscious mind is.
Mm.
What did I create?
Mm.
Heaven on earth. And I go, heaven on earth was here all of the
All the
time.
time.
It
Yes.
was only your program that prevented you from experiencing the heaven on earth. When you fell in love, you stopped playing the program, and then you created
Yep.
heaven
Yep.
on earth.
Yep.
So it's always there. It's the program.
So
So I
how?
say,
Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
let me
Why
just
don't
say,
you finish
because
it?
this is
Yeah.
an important question.
Yeah.
Important question.
Yep.
What is my program? I said, what do you mean? I say, when did you get programmed? I said, you were programmed even before you were born. You were getting a
Yes.
program.
That's true.
You were programmed at 0.
Mm-hmm.
What program did you get? I go, I don't know. It's 0. I don't know what the heck. Okay, you were programmed at 1. What program? No, I don't know what the program was. Okay, you were programmed at 2. I don't know what the program is. So I say, we have been programmed before we were aware of the
Yes.
program. So I say, well, if my program is running my life, how do I know what the program is? And the answer, 95% of your life is coming from the program. Your life is a printout of your
Yes.
program. I said, what does it mean? I say, if things that you like come into your life, they come in because you have a program to say, come in. But if they're things that you want, health, relationship, better job, what are these things? And you have to work hard. And I'm working to make myself healthy. I'm working to get a better job. I'm struggling. Why are you working so hard? And the answer is, whatever that destination is, if you have to work hard to get there, it means that your program that's running 95% that you got from other people does not support that outcome. And therefore, you're trying to override the program. I got a program. My parents had a very bad relationship. And as a child in that family, I learned relationship by watching my mother and father. This is a very bad program because they were not in good relationship. But I have that program. Then 95% of my life, what am I doing? I'm creating my life based on how they created a relationship, which didn't work. So what does it mean? For 50 years, I had no relationships that were any good. Why? Because I was using the program that I got from my mother and father. By 50, I recognized, oh my goodness, I have a program that's not very good. And it's expressed by the fact that I can't even get a good relationship. It was then I said, I have to change this program. And then I changed the program. and I put in a different program, I give myself a new program. And then I said, what was the result? I said, I wrote a book called The Honeymoon Effect. I couldn't even get in relationship, but once the program was changed, I've been living in a honeymoon, not a short period,
Hmm.
over 20 years. Every day I wake up and I'm on heaven on earth, just like I fell in love. I
Oh,
say, what's
wow.
the difference? What
Hmm.
was the difference? I had to change the program.
Yes.
The one I got from my parents, I would never create a good relationship
Uh,
because they were for a model. There was a model. They were not a good relationship. I could only create what they taught me.
yep.
And therefore, I created the same problems that they had. And then one day I said, I have to change this program. And when I understood how to change the program, my life changed. So now it's like, not do I have a honeymoon? I've been living in the honeymoon, heaven on earth, in spite of all the troubles going on in the world.
Hmm.
In my world of my creation, I don't have those troubles. I
Wow.
don't have the negative people in here anymore. Why? Because my harmony is a vibration that the negative people don't fit. So I live, who's with me? People have the same harmony with me. So it's like an orchestra. We now, all of the people around me, we play beautiful music.
So this is a real story, like you are telling about yourself, or is this an example?
100%
Oh,
real story.
wow, wow. So, oh my, I mean, I understand this 100%, and I agree because I have dealt through it in different points of my life and all, and I totally agree with this. And I was going to say about when you, so yeah, so you had to work on yourself. Nobody can change you. That's
No,
one
that's the
another
most
point I wanted to
very
ask.
important.
Yes,
So important. I'll tell
yes,
you why.
yes,
Because if we have someone we love and we want to help them,
yes,
and we see that they're not doing well,
yeah.
and we're going to change them, I say,
Mm-mm.
you cannot change somebody. Only they can
They
change
can change.
themselves. So if you see somebody that's not living happily and you say, I'm going to teach you how to live happily, and you
Yeah,
put a lot of effort in,
yeah,
and they don't change.
yep,
I say, they're only going to change if they want to change,
yeah,
not because I want them to change.
yes,
I say, so we spend a lot of our energy to
too,
help people, and
exactly.
then nothing happens, and we wasted all the energy and everything. I say, don't waste the energy. If a person wants to change, they will come to you and say, I want to change. But I
Ah.
can't go to them and say, you must change. I
So
can't
should
tell them to change.
So should we like be available to and give them resources and help? I mean, obviously, like if we go into the professional life from the psychological point of view,
Yeah,
people are clinical psychologists or psychologists or families and all. Like if I can see there is a trouble with X Y
yeah.
Z in my family, and then I'm like,
But it's
yeah,
real important to recognize, yes, if I become a psychologist, I don't go out on the street and say, hey,
that's
you
true.
come to my office.
Yes, yes, that's true.
No,
That's
the
true.
people
They
that
will
want to
come.
change, they come
Yes,
to my
yes,
office. I
that's true.
don't go and get them.
That's true.
And this is necessary for us because we have family members that are maybe not doing well.
Yes.
Maybe they have cancer and they
Mm.
want to blame the cells. And I go, the
Mhm.
cancer didn't come from the cells. The
That's true.
cancer came from
Come from you.
not living in harmony. And I'm
Yeah.
going to go say, you got to go live in
Hmm.
harmony and you got to
Hmm.
eat better and get,
Yes,
and they'll
exactly.
listen to me and they go,
Hmm.
they don't care.
Right.
But somebody who comes and says, I'm tired of this life. I want a different one. Bruce, can
Uh,
you help me? Then I say,
then,
okay, I will be there.
and then there
But
will be a change seen also, I think. Then you can see the change. Otherwise,
you can't make them change
yeah.
only if they want to change. So I can't go out and make somebody change.
Mm,
But if they come to me
mm,
and
mm,
they say, help me, I
mm.
want to change, I go, oh, I'm going to help you
That's a
because
very
they
good
want to
point.
change.
That's very important. And because we
It is
end
very
up
important.
doing that a lot in our lives without
And it's
thinking.
frustrating.
Yes, and it
It's
is frustrating.
frustrating.
And you're wasting energy, you're wasting, and you're actually creating more chaos among each other, between each other. And people are like, why are you telling me what to do?
Exactly. Exactly.
Right?
And this is why, if we understand this,
Hmm.
we save that energy until somebody really says, and it's beautiful. I'll tell you why. Because before I understood, the programming, I had a life, and my programming didn't make good relationships and all
Hmm.
that,
Hmm.
But I'll tell you what, I kept looking. I was looking for a partner in our world. Like, generally you look for a relationship,
Hmm.
whether it's same sex or
Right,
different.
right.
I'm looking for a woman.
Hmm.
I'm saying I need a woman. I said,
Hmm.
why do I need a woman?
Hmm.
Because then I'll be happy.
Hmm.
And I said, I need a woman. And I remember every time I tried to pick somebody up or get in a relationship. I need a woman.
Yeah.
And I was at a lunch with this woman when I lived in the Caribbean, and she came, and we were talking. She was like available. She could be a relationship. So I said to her,
Oh.
"Why don't you come and live with me? I have a villa and a beautiful
Uh-huh.
house and everything." And she looked at me and she goes, "I can't be with you. You're too needy."
Oh, yes.
And it was
Yes.
like this, and
Yep.
I go, "Whoa." I said, "Oh, but
Mm.
I needed that. I needed somebody to tell me."
Mm.
Because I stopped at that moment. I said, "I have a great job. I
Mm.
got money. I
Mm.
live in a beautiful place in the
Mhm.
world. I got everything.
Mhm.
How come I'm not happy?" That was the
Hmm.
question. Why do
Oh,
I need somebody to be
too
happy?
happy.
And I said to myself, okay, I'm not going to look for anybody. I'm going to stop looking. I say, until I learn to be happy with myself,
Yes.
I cannot ask somebody in because that's
To make you
codependency.
happy. Yes.
Yeah, because now I need you to
Yeah.
make me happy. Now we have a
And then
contract.
you were going to blame her anyways. Like, okay, because
At
of you,
some
I'm not happy.
that's why those things don't work because I was
Yes,
looking for somebody to make me happy when only I can make me happy.
that's true.
So the moment, and here's the fun part, because I kept chasing them. I got to find
Mm.
somebody. I have to find somebody.
Hmm.
And then I changed myself. And now I'm happy. Now, guess what? I'm not looking for anybody,
Yep,
right?
yep.
Now they were all over. There were women all over. Oh, I'm
So now
available.
the
I'm
now the
available.
frequency and the field is open and
And
aligned.
I had to fix me.
Yes.
I had to fix me. If I was looking
Mm.
for happy, I can't expect somebody else to make me happy. That's a
Hmm.
job.
Yep, yep.
Oh, so my partner is a job? Yeah, I'm going to make Bruce happy. I have to work every day and make
Yes,
him happy. It's like, no,
exactly.
that's not your job. My
Mm.
job is be happy without you anyway.
Yes.
And the moment I was happy
Mm.
without anybody,
Mm.
then the women looked at me and go, oh, that's a good catch.
Secure
That guy's
man.
pretty happy by himself.
Secure.
So
Yep.
it's not what they call, a
Mm.
codependent
Okay.
relationship.
Okay. Yes.
Codependent means I'm with you because you offer me this, I
Other.
offer you that, we're working together. It's a job.
Mm. Mm.
But my relationship, oh, I'm okay alone. I
Mm.
don't need anybody. I'm pretty happy
Right.
right here. Somebody goes, oh, I want what he has.
Yes. That's so true. That's true. Excellent. Excellent. This was so important what you said. And this is one of the major things that we have in our relationships, the issue, whether it's personal or professional, I think
Yeah.
that's what it is. But thank you
And,
so
and,
much
and
for that.